I want to thank you for joining me once again back in the old dusty shop. I'm very excited to get these projects finished up today. I have with me a heat-treated and tempered integral or full Tang short sword in 5160. I am very excited about this. I'm going to get this finished in this episode, and over here, laying on the anvil, we have a short spear. I have it all laid out because I am going to trace the Tang. I cut out a nice big piece of wood to fit this amazing short spear. It has been quenched and tempered as well. I am going to cut out the handle scales, do the finish grinding, get the hand sanding done, and then I have to drill pinholes in the Tang for our 5160 short sword. I have a very special piece of wood. I am very happy with how this looks. It is some black walnut burl. It's very, very wavy, and it looks beautiful in person, so I cannot wait to get this all cleaned up, cut some scales out of it, and this is just going to be amazing on that handle. So I am going to get my respirator on, and we're going to start making even more dust. Some wood dust, some metal dust. We're going to get these guys all finished up. So I have the handle scales for the short spear and for the short sword cut out. I mean, just look at that walnut. That's some really beautiful stuff. It is not cleaned up or polished or anything, and it's already looking really amazing. So now what I have to do is I have to scribe a center line down the Tang of the short spear so that I know where to drill all of the handle pins. I'm also going to scribe a center line down the short sword handle so that I know where to drill those handle pins as well. In both pieces, I have drilled the holes in the Tang to secure the handle scales. So now I'm going to do a little finish grinding on the blade, and then it will be time to start hand sanding this piece and getting the handle scales fit on both. The short spear, I'm going to do a little rougher finish. I'm just going to do a high grit machine finish, and then I am going to do a nice dark etch on it. So I'm going to throw my respirator on, and I'm going to go ahead and hop on the grinder. We're going to make some sparks, get these thinned out to their final dimensions, and get this guy ready for hand sanding. So I have the handle scales all fit up to the Tang. Now I'm going to do an etch on the blade, and then this handle will be ready for gluing and finishing. So I have ground the bevels up to 220 grit on both the short spear and the short sword. I am going to hand sand the short sword now, and I'm going to darken the short spear a little bit. The hand sanding is completed. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. So it is now the next day, and the handles are cured and ready for finishing. And I'm going to show you guys how I do my lanyard holes to make sure they always look as nice as possible. I'm going to rough grind both of these handles. I'm going to start it at 36 grit to remove some serious thickness on these slabs of wood. And then I will work my way up the grits, and then I will hand sand both handles. And this one, I'm going to do a little bit of an antique stain, and then I think I'm going to wrap the upper part here in some fake sinew, kind of give it more of a neo-tribal kind of look. So, really excited to do that. I'm going to jump on the grinder and get these all roughed out. After the handles on both pieces are roughed out, I will show you guys how I do my lanyard tubes. before I completely finish these handles, I want to add the lanyard tubes. And I found the best way to do this and get perfect alignment is to pre-drill your holes, glue it up, re-drill the hole, then cut your piece of brass tubing. Gently tap it into position so that it's sticking out on both sides just a little bit. And now I'm going to widen this out just a little bit. And this rivets the lanyard tube in place. See, because I've flared this whole edge on both sides to the hole itself, so I'm going to finish it. If it's loose at all, I will just give it a couple more whacks with the hammer. So now, I'm going to take some fake sinew, and it really is just nylon thread, but it looks like sinew. And I'm going to tie it here, I'm going to wrap it back, and then wrap it back this way. And I'm going to use super glue to help me make this stick for now. And then tonight, I will soak this in epoxy, and that makes it look like actual sinew. And it looks quite cool if you do it right. And there we go. And that is where I'm going to call this short spear and short sword series completed. Just look at that. I am so pleased with how this came out. Absolutely wonderful. I will soak the wrap in some G-Flex epoxy tonight to make it permanent. The super glue just kind of holds it in place until I get that far. And I am just as thrilled with how the short sword turned out. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is fast, it is light, and it just feels great in the hand. I cannot wait to make more full Tang short swords. So I want to thank you for continuing to watch all the crazy things I do out here in the shop. I'm very pleased to call this series completed. Short sword and short spear, both done. I'm very, very happy with how they turned out. This one, it kind of reminds me of, I think it's an anthropomorphic sword? Kind of a Celtic thing, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, whatever kind of sword it is, I absolutely love it. It feels great in the hand. It is fast, it is agile, it is wonderfully springy 5160. Very, very pleased with how this turned out. And that walnut burl on the handle looks really, really wonderful. I want to thank you for continuing to watch all the crazy stuff I do out here in the shop. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Helps me grow the channel and continue making all of these crazy, awesome, giant projects. It helps me to be able to make things like this that I've always, wanted to make but never really had the time, and now I get to set aside that time, and it's really amazing to just make some really, really cool stuff. So I'm super excited to make some more awesome stuff for you guys. If you want to take a look at every project that I make, go ahead and follow me on my social media, my Instagram and my Facebook. It's where all my projects are, not just the ones I do for YouTube. I'm very humbled to see all of the amazing support that you guys have given me. I cannot wait to continue. I want to thank you just one last time. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will catch you on the next episode of Let's Make a Knife. Take it easy.